What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about another VR title. This is one that is very special. This is Hitman World of Assassinations VR mode on the PlayStation VR 2. For now it is exclusive to the PSVR 2. This is the fourth attempt at getting Hitman in VR right. We had the original Hitman trilogy on the PlayStation VR 1. They then brought that eventually to PC. They then brought out the Quest 3 version that came out only maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and now all of those had their own fair share of problems, and this is the latest attempt at it on the PlayStation VR 2, and this is probably going to be the best attempt so far. So the update is now available to buy. It's $7.99 in the UK and $9.99 in America, I believe. So I think that's a pretty fair price to unlock all of this content for VR. I mean, yeah, they could have done it for free, but at the same time, they've probably put a lot of work into overhauling some of these systems. So the game is made by IOI Interactive, and I believe they're probably the ones who put in the work for this port themselves, unless there was a third-party studio, which I'm not aware of. So the World of Assassination is essentially all three of the trilogy, start from the 2016 version. So you essentially have every level, or at least every main story level, I believe, from the trilogy, all available now to play in VR, which is great. Which the Quest version, which was built from the ground up, only had Hitman 3, and this is obviously a much more superior version because we're using the PlayStation 5 hardware. So a number of things have changed. I mean, I didn't get too far into the Quest 3 version just because I wasn't really enjoying the performance on it. I mean, I only just tried it again just a few minutes ago before I started recording this video to see how it was, and yeah, there's so much popping, just like frame spikes, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this is definitely a vastly improved version just in performance and visuals alone. So some of the features have been touted in some of the trailers that we have in this one, such as dual wielding. You can now pick up two weapons at once and shoot two people at once, which gives you just all that immersion and the feeling of doing something that you could probably do in real life rather than just being stuck to one gun. You can take down two targets at once, which I think as a hitman in a stealth game is pretty useful, because there's a lot of the times where you're in a room and there's multiple people, and if you just shoot one of them, by the time like the other person has turned around, you're gonna have to like aim at that guy. So it's good to be able to like stack up your guns and be ready to shoot two people at once. So I think that's a great improvement and great for immersion. It seems to be a lot more interactivity about what items you can pick up in the game, and throwing items is really fun to do. So you can pick up a variety of different things, ranging from stone statues, knives, hammers, crowbars, and if you look at an enemy, it pretty much tracks them. I don't know if it's the eye tracking, but if you're looking at a person and you throw it, you're probably going to hit him in the face and knock him out, which is really satisfying to do. The inventory system is changed from the Quest version. Now, I've not played the PlayStation VR, and I've played the PC version for a very small amount of time, so I'm not sure how different it is. But in this version, to get items out of your inventory, you now reach into your sort of jacket pocket, which pulls out a menu, and then you can use a rotation system to pick the one you want and grab it with the other hand. So there can be a bit of trouble if you want to use something in a specific hand, but at the same time, it's a lot easier to just pull something out, pick it, and then you've got it there ready to use. Great implementation there. It can cause its own problems when you have to go through like a 3-point system of reaching into your pocket, rotating, then picking it out. But then again, compared to having to stand still, press a button to open up a menu to then get it out, like it's definitely more immersive, and it's definitely beneficial to be able to do that during the gameplay, I think. Onto the visuals now. Yeah, the visuals in this are great. It doesn't look that far off from Hitman, honestly, on the console. You can tell there has been a few things toned down, especially reflections and some shadows. Obviously the main game has like ray tracing and stuff, so you're not going to be able to see yourself looking in mirrors. I've had to draw back on a lot of that stuff, but I don't think it really harms the experience. It could harm it in a certain way if you are using the reflections to look around a corner or spot something, but I think for this type of game it doesn't really matter. The gameplay in VR is all about you and using your wits and your items as well, so it's not really about the environment. Just having the ability to move your hands around in this game in VR, it just adds another layer of the immersion, because I seem to find myself role playing a lot more. So in the first tutorial level, when I was trying to get on board the ship by being one of the crew, like when I was going past people, I was literally giving them like captain salutes and stuff, just to like add in little bits of character. Obviously it did not affect the gameplay in any way, because the computer cannot realize what I'm doing with my hands in that way, but it gives you just an extra reason to put a bit more roleplay into your character of Agent 47 trying to blend in. There was a tutorial for this game, but I feel like a lot of the things that you need to know aren't actually in there. I'm not sure if there's an advanced tutorial, but there's a lot of things where it takes quite a few times to figure out what you need to do. So for example, in the Paris fashion show, level where I was supposed to poison someone's drink. I could not figure out how to do it. I could not figure out what button I needed to press, if I needed to hold down a button, if I needed to pour the poison in. I could not figure it out, so I had to like make a save just before it, and it must have taken me 6 or 7 attempts before I actually realized that all you're supposed to do is hang the poison over the glass and then just let go of the button and it will do all the work for me. But I was never told that, so it took me quite a few attempts to get my head around. The game tells you that you're supposed to tilt your hand up so you can see what identity you're wearing, and you can also put the mini map on there through the settings, but for some reason I'm not sure on the exact movement that you need to do to make that happen, because I seem to just be flailing my hand around until it miraculously showed up. So I'm not sure if there's an exact way you're supposed to have your hand for it to show up to see your identity, but I would have thought this would have been represented better visually if you saw like a silhouette of a hand doing a specific position. Now, I haven't actually put that much time into the flat versions of these games because I've been waiting for this Ultimate VR version for so long now that, I mean, I've been waiting what, a trilogy's worth of development time to play it. So I don't know how the save system works in the base game, but in this version I believe there is no auto save, so you do have to make a lot of manual saves, and that includes going into the menus, pressing save, finding a slot to use. You have to do this all with the controllers. You can actually come across a few problems here if you're not being sensitive with your controller by pressing the wrong slot. You could accidentally overwrite your save. It would be cool if there was some way to have like a hotkey while you're in gameplay to do a quick save, like if you're on a PC version. I think that could be cool. You don't have to leave the game to save your progression, because you're going to be doing it quite a lot in this game. Especially I do anyway, because I hate the thought of being caught in this game. If I get caught, it's basically game over for me. I like to just start from scratch or start from a previous save where I was safe. And the aim of Hitman is usually to get in there, kill a target and get out without being seen, but you can play this game in such a variety of different ways which I've not even scratched the surface on. When things do go to hell and you have to fight your way out there, it is super fun to play this game like an action game. And even if you're trying to kill a target and you're not exactly too bothered about killing all the people you need to get there, you could probably take out the entire map worth of villains and security guards in this if you wanted to. And if you do it all stealthily or you do it action based, it's always going to be fun. The amount of times I walked into a scenario where things went south real quick and I would just like pick up a hammer and throw it at someone and just start shooting everyone with a silenced pistol, taking their assault rifles and going wild. Now, that's not the ideal way I like to play these games. I do not like to finish a level like that, kill someone and run to the exit. It does sap all the fun out of it for me, so I do like to play it properly, but on the occasion where I feel like going crazy, then it is super fun to just do that as well. So much replayability in this trilogy, and I've not scratched the surface. Like I said, I've only played 3 levels of this. So I played the tutorial, the first level and the second level, and then I skipped to the Hitman 3 Dubai level just to see if there was any visual difference between the Hitman 1 version and the Hitman 2 compared to 3, which obviously came out a bit later, but I couldn't actually see too much of a difference. I feel like it sort of brought them all to parity, which is great. At least everything is looking real good in this. My only question now is if we're going to get some PlayStation 5 Pro support. I mean, there's always room for improvement. The game looks great, but if we can get some of those reflections back, or even just up the resolution or use super sampling on this game, or get a 90Hz native, I think that would be amazing. I do believe the game is 60Hz using reprojection, so a native mode would be awesome too. Overall, I'm just having an amazing time with this so far, and I have so much content to get my head through. I've got, what, I don't know, 20 levels plus, and that's not even counting the amount of ways you can do it. So I think if you're a die-hard Hitman fan and you wanted to play this in a new way, yeah, this is well worth doing, especially for the price of $7.99. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. It's been pretty short. I'm going off the top of my head here for most of the things that I've memorized, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of things I might have missed out on, but I am looking forward to playing more of this in the future, and potentially on the channel I might be doing some gameplay of specific levels and things like that. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you excited to this? Which is your favorite Hitman mission to play, especially in VR? Which one are you excited to play? Let me know down below in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys, and I will see you in the next one.